The following high school sports broadcast is a production of Media 5 Sports here on Sunrise 93.3 WQTY Linton. Greene County High School basketball is brought to you by Buncombe Valley Roofing, your roofing professionals for residential and commercial, plus seamless guttering and spray foam insulation. Lighthouse Custom Meats at the Highway 54 and 57 intersection between Swit City and Bloomfield. Check out their weekly specials. Wisecrackers, your discount variety store in Linton with prices that beat Walmart and Target. Fish Monument, family owned and operated in Linton, creating your perfect monument of remembrance. Cox Funeral Home in Jasonville, service from our hearts. Skinner's Towing. Don't wait for someone out of town. Call Chelsea at 699-0743. HICOM Incorporated, serving your security, surveillance, and communication needs. First Security Insurance in Linton and Bloomfield. Midwest Natural Gas, reminding you to call 811 2 days before you dig. Linton Equipment and Tool, selling Husqvarna power equipment and Red Wing boots. Lone Tree LLC. Call Levi Duncan about tree trimming and tree removal. Shakamak Pharmacy and Shakamak Rehab in Jasonville. Mayfield's Transmission in Linton, where they do a lot more than just transmission work. Flooring America in Swit City, where friends send friends. Jordan and Bott Insurance in Bloomfield. Greene County General Hospital, our family caring for yours. The Ming Family Funeral Home, Anderson Poindexter Chapel in Linton. The Asphalt Doctor. Call Charlie Orr at 327-4446 for the Asphalt Doctor. Mike Morin at Midwest Satellite in Linton. Graves Construction Services in Swit City. Service you can trust. By the City of Linton. Bill Babcock at Bill's Auto Repair in Bloomfield. Dyer Real Estate, where Sam Dyer, Mercedes Shafford, and Connie Puckett offer a better way to buy and sell real estate. Bob Walters Linton Motors. See their inventory online at bobwalterscars.com. CAS Contracting and Kramer's Tree Service. Freddie's Complete Automotive in Linton, serving all makes and all models. Southside Express in Linton, locally owned and operated by Brad and Jen Ellis. Pig Implement in Sullivan and Vincennes, serving southwestern Indiana ag and construction for over 70 years. Mill Street Pizza in Bloomfield, home of the Square Pizza. We don't cut corners, we fill the box. And Media 5 Sports. Keep up with our broadcast schedule online at media5sports.com. Now let's go courtside for this Greene County High School basketball broadcast from Media 5 Sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Rell, I'm at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee, Indiana tonight for the 2A Regional Championship as the 17-4 Providence Pioneers will take on the 20-6 Linton Stockton Miners here tonight to see who moves on to the semi-state round of the state tournament next weekend. Always a great place for a tournament atmosphere. Jack Butcher Arena here in Loogootee. If you do not know me, I grew up around the area, so I came here as a kid going to games, lived through the end of the Jack Butcher era, so I've had a lot of fun in this gym, and it always holds a special place in my heart, and no place I'd rather be on regional weekend than right here in Loogootee, Indiana at Jack Butcher Arena. Did have some storms blow through overnight that really damaged some parts of town, and just outside of town, some homes damaged, roofs blown off, porches missing, that kind of thing. So first and foremost, everybody in our thoughts and prayers around the community, and hope everybody's all right and able to get all their messes cleaned up and not too big of a headache. Got to be completely honest with you, I'm not really enthused by the crowd here. The first game was Northeast DuBois and Clay City, and this place was absolutely packed to the brim and hopping. This place was loud as can be, and now a big, huge chunk of the gym, two big, huge chunks of the gym, just completely wide open, really no lines at the doors, so not sure where everybody's at here tonight, but maybe that means you're listening on 93.3 WQTY, and we definitely appreciate that. Should be a great basketball game tonight. Two great teams here to battle it out. Providence, they've been really good for several years. This is the first time that they've not been in the same sectional as Brownstown Central, who's an absolute powerhouse. Brownstown Central moved up to 3A, so that kind of cleared the path for Providence to make it here to the regional round. They are not strangers to the tournament. They actually won the state championship back in 2021-2022. So they're, got a very good program down there. The school's in Clarksville, Indiana. So they had a decent little drive up here to Loogootee tonight. The Miners I'd say about 45 minutes for the Miners and probably over an hour for Providence to get here tonight. A couple things to talk about. Providence has 4 seniors on the roster and 5 juniors, so they're an experienced ball club. And again, every year they seem to run into Brownstown Central in the sectional round. So unfortunately, with them being as good as they were, it kind of left Providence on the back burner. So some of these juniors and some of the seniors, I guess, really not a lot of success in the tournament. But showing up pretty well here here on the 2024-25 season. Hey, I want to talk about a couple of their players. Preston Kemp, he's a 5'11 senior, and he's number 1. He was the star quarterback on the state champion football team, so he does have some postseason experience, just in a different sport. And, those quarterbacks are always pretty tough cats, so Preston Kemp, a guy to keep your eye on here tonight. Also, Cole Hewitt. He's a 6'1 senior that starts for the Pioneers of Providence. He's a baseball star, and he'll be playing at Bellarmine next year. So they're loaded with athletes. The tallest guy on the roster is 6'5", Elijah Fuller Tucker, and he's the man in the middle. He plays pretty well, a rim protector, scores the basketball well for him, crashes the boards. So the Miners are going to have their handful inside with Elijah Fuller Tucker. And it will be a big matchup between him and Tucker Lent here tonight. I suspect that Tucker Lent will do the majority of the defensive duties on Elijah Fuller Tucker. So we'll keep an eye on that here as we get closer to the ball game. It was Providence out here just a minute ago doing stretches and all that kind of stuff. They're heading back to the locker room. The Miners here waiting in the tunnel, ready to come out for the official warm-ups. We're still about 21 minutes away from the national anthem, the starting lineups, and the opening tip here from Jack Butcher Arena for the 2A regional. We'll talk a little bit about both teams. Again, Linton, they come in with a 20-6 record into today's ball game to take on the 17-4 Providence Pioneers. Coaches for both teams, Matt Britton, he's in his second year at Linton and has a 38-11 record at the school. He's in his 16th year overall and has 273 wins and 122 losses in those 16 years. Ryan Miller, he's in his 6th year at Providence and has a win-loss record of 105-35. The Sagarin ratings for both teams has Providence ranked 80th overall and number 6th in 2A. Linton ranked 124th overall and 17th in 2A. Again, both teams coming off wins, of course, in the sectional round to make it to the regional here. Linton defeated West Vigo over at Eastern Green, 61-36. And Providence defeated Paoli, 41-40. Against common foes, Linton's 2-0 and Providence is 2-0. The opponents' records for both ball clubs as the Miners come out of the tunnel and the 20-minute warm-up clock has started. The opponents' records, Linton's opponents, 325 wins, 272 losses, and Providence win-loss record, opponents' win-loss record, 240 wins, 244 losses. So the Miners have played a tougher schedule. The series over the last 40 years, Providence, they played twice, and Providence has won both matchups. The last meeting was back in 2022 in the regional rounds, and Providence won 50-47 on March 12th of 2022. The all-time tournament series, that's the only time these teams have played each other, is in the tournament. So Providence is 2-0 in the tournament against the Miners, and the John Harrell prediction for tonight has Providence coming out on top, 50-44. Hey, we're going to step aside for 3 minutes, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this one, talk about some of our sponsors, and get you ready for the tip-off of this one, the 2A regional round at Jack Butcher Arena as the Linton Stockton Miners take on the Providence Pioneers. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at the 2A Regional at Jack Butcher Arena, Loogootee High School, as the Linton Miners are set to take on the Providence Pioneers tonight for the regional championship. Game 1 saw Clay City taking on Northeast DuBois, and Clay City won, I believe it was 51-42. The final score in that one, so Clay City moves on to the semi-state round next week in 1A. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Seymour 2A Regional, which will be South Ripley taking on Forest Park. And that's who will, I believe, or actually, they have switched that up. I think that's right. There will be a pairing show tomorrow. I believe that starts at 3 o'clock, and the rest of the teams will all be drawn again to see who plays who starting tomorrow for the semi-state round. I totally forgot about them doing that in the state of Indiana now. I do want to tell you about some of our sponsors, like Welch and Cornett Funeral Homes. They're family-owned and operated for over 100 years. Welch and Cornett in Linton and Worthington, your light of hope when you need them most. And if you're looking to get high-speed internet, you can give Mike Moore a call at Midwest Satellite in Linton. Mike has T-Mobile, ultra-capacity high-speed internet with no contracts, no credit checks, and all wireless internet systems available nationwide. Don't call some random 800 number. Call your local premier dealer, Mike Moore at Midwest Satellite, 847-8848. Call Mike. He will treat you right. And be sure to call Charlie or the Asphalt Doctor for all your paving, seal coating, striping, and asphalt repairs. 327-4446 for the Asphalt Doctor. And if you're looking to get surveillance cameras that are affordable, feature-rich, and easy to use, you can call Derek McKee at HiCom for a free estimate. They've got Wi-Fi and hardwired cameras to fit your needs. HiCom Inc., 812-659-9990. Big thanks to all our sponsors. Make it possible for us to bring you the 2A Regional here from Jack Butcher Arena. We cannot do it without their support, so make sure you get out and support all those wonderful local sponsors. Both teams out warming up as we're about 13 and a half minutes away from the national anthem, the starting lineups, and the opening tip here from Jack Butcher Arena at Loogootee High School. Does look like the Miners will be the road team on the scoreboard. They're in their road blue with white numbers, red letters, and white and red trim. And Providence Pioneers in their home white. Talk a little bit more about both teams. Providence Pioneers offensively, they're only averaging about 48, almost 49 points a game, but defensively, they're only giving up 35.9 points a game. So they are really, really good defensive team. And that's what they hang their hat on. If you can only allow 36 points a game in the state of Indiana, you're going to win a majority of your games. I was able to go back and watch a few of their games. Christian Academy was one of them. New Albany was a game they lost that I watched. Even the games that they lost, they were all in. I don't believe they got blown out by anybody all season long. So they know how to play, and it's funny that we're at Jack Butcher Arena because at times they go into the Jack Butcher offense. They spread out the floor and pass and make you chase them and try to get layups and wide open threes. And that's exactly what the Loogootee Lions did here for many, many years under the direction of Jack Butcher. I had said before that the offense is not designed to be a stall ball offense. It's designed to get layups and to do that, to make the defense come out and chase you, and then you can beat them off the dribble and find open shooters, find open cutters, things of that nature. Now, I do take that back a little bit. I've been watching some old Loogootee games as well, and there's definitely some times that there was no offense involved. They were just stalling to hold the ball. But I don't know if we'll see that out of Providence here tonight. The Miners, when they shoot the three, well, they play well. So we'll see if they're able to get Paul Oliver going early, and some of these other players, Connor Daly, if he can knock down a couple threes early on. If Jackson Miller, the point guard, can knock down a few threes here early on, take some of the pressure off of everybody. Because once you miss a couple, you get a little tight. You're hesitant about shooting the basketball. So we're hoping that the confidence is there for everybody tonight, and it's going to be a huge matchup again down low with Tucker Lint and Elijah Fuller Tucker. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of defense the Miners will play tonight. When I was watching the New Albany game, it seemed like the New Albany played a lot of zone, didn't really press a lot, and with Providence being a really good shooting team, you don't want to play 2-3 zone against them because they get the wide open threes, and they'll definitely knock them down. They've got some players to knock them down for sure. Some of the players on the wing tonight will be off the bench at points during the season was Lucas Mock, the 5'10 junior. He really shoots the ball well, plays really well defensively. Duke Beckert, he'll come off the bench, number 11. He's a 6'3 junior. He shoots the ball extremely well. You cannot give him any open looks whatsoever, or he will make them. Drew Kelly, another nice wing player for him, plays great defensively, shoots the ball well. And we've already talked about Preston Kemp, their point guard. He was the star quarterback on their state champion football team this past fall. So he's a winner. He's tough. He's a competitor. And he's just a tough matchup. It'll be a really tough matchup for Jackson Miller to guard Preston Kemp. So it will be interesting to see what kind of defense the Miners decide to play here tonight. The Miners, this is their road to regional. They beat South Knox 57-52. Well, they received the bye in the sectional, so they only played Friday and Saturday night of the sectional rounds. They beat South Knox 57-52 in the semifinals of the sectional. And then last Saturday night, they beat West Vigo 61-36 in the sectional championship. The road to regional for Providence, they only played 2 games during the sectional round as well. They beat Mitchell 68-36. And then they beat the Paoli Rams to punch their ticket here to the regional last Saturday night, 41-40. Again, if you're just joining us, they were state champions in basketball in 2021-2022. So Coach Ryan Miller, in his 6th year, is no stranger to long postseason runs. So we'll see how everything shakes out here tonight. We're under 9 minutes away from the start of the ball game here, the 2A regional at Jack Butcher Arena, as the Miners will take on the Providence Pioneers. Hey, no need to go back to the dealership for OEM Computer Programming and Diagnostic Service. Bill's Auto Repair in Bloomfield has the equipment and trained auto techs to do the job on most cars and trucks. Come to Bill's Auto Service in Bloomfield. And be sure to visit Southside Express in Linton. Southside Express is everything you need when you're in a hurry, and they are locally owned and operated. Do business with your local convenience store, Brad and Jan Ellis at Southside Express. And if you need a stump ground, tree removed or trimmed, you can call Levi Duncan at Lone Tree LLC for a free estimate. 812-887-3829, or check out Lone Tree on their website, LoneTreeLLC.net. No job too big or small, and they are fully insured. And First Security Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance can protect your auto, home, business, investments, and life. Protect you and your loved ones. Call First Security Insurance in Linton and Bloomfield for all of your insurance needs. Still about 7.5 minutes away from the national anthem. The starting tip, or the starting lineups and the opening tip here from the 2A regional from Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee, Indiana. So we'll step aside for another 3 minutes. We'll come back and talk a little bit about some of the other games going on around the area this evening, and we'll get you ready for the tip-off of this one as the 17-4 Providence Pioneers are set to take on the Linton Miners, who are 20-6 on the season for the regional championship here from Loogootee. So we'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena, about 4 minutes away from the start of the 2A regional, as the 17-4 Providence Pioneers are set to take on the 20-6 Linton Miners for the regional championship here this evening. Appreciate you joining us here on 93.3 WQTY. You can also take us worldwide with you at media5sports.com. All you have to do is click on the schedule when you get to the homepage, and there'll be links for all the radio stations we produce sports for. Just click on WQTY and take us with you worldwide in the palm of your hands. Looking at the regionals going on all around the states today. We'll start with the Frankfort Regional. We'll just go through all of them. Clinton Prairie's taking on Lafayette Central Catholic. That game started at 4 o'clock, so surely that game's over. No score to be reported in that one. Fisher's taking on Harrison West Lafayette in Game 2 at Frankfort. At Greenfield Central, it's Liberty Christian beating North Decatur 64-48 in the 1A game. Huron Catholic taking on New Palestine in the second game up at Greenfield Central. That game started at 4 o'clock. At LaPel, it was Wampahani beating Western Boone 53-45 in the 2A game. Mackinac will take on Marion here at 7 o'clock tonight at LaPel. Up at Lebanon, it was University beating Triton Central in a real tough basketball game there. 44-43 the final. University wins the 2A regional at Lebanon. Indianapolis Addicts takes on Northview at Lebanon. That game started at 4 o'clock, so that must have been a 1 and 4 o'clock start up there. Logansport Regional, Manchester beat Tipton 54-36 in the 2A regional. Homestead will take on Carroll Fort Wayne coming up at 7 o'clock. Here at Loogootee, game one was Northeast DuBois taking on Clay City. Clay City victorious. I believe the final score was 51-42, but it's not been reported here yet on Herald's website. And, of course, game two coming up here in just a few minutes, Linton taking on Providence. At Martinsville, Hauser beat Indianapolis Lutheran 70-52 in the 1A regional. Park Heritage will take on Centerville in game two at Martinsville. Michigan City, Eastern Chicago Central beat Hanover Central 78-55 in the 3A Michigan City regional. Portage will take on Crown Point in game two. At Newcastle, Daleville will take on Monroe Central at 4 o'clock. So that game's probably over. No score to be reported on that one. Delta playing Fort Wayne Blackhawk in game two at Newcastle. That game starts at 7 o'clock. North Judson, Couts has beat Tri-County in the 1A regional at North Judson, 56-45. And the second game tonight will be Fort Wayne Lures taking on Gary 21st Century. Over at Seymour, Christian Academy taking on Orleans in the 1A regional. That game started at 4 o'clock. No score to be reported. Game two will be South Ripley taking on Forest Park for the 2A regional at Seymour. And that looks to be about all the true any somewhat local teams around. So I even went through some that were definitely not local. Down at the Southridge Regional, Jennings County taking on Princeton. That game started at 4 o'clock, so probably a winner there, but no score to be reported. Jeffersonville taking on Evansville Harrison in game two at Southridge. That starts at 7 o'clock. And over at the Washington Regional, Brownstown Central will take on Evansville Memorial. That was game one that started at 4 o'clock. And Terre Haute North taking on Whiteland to start at 7 o'clock. We're under a minute away here from the national anthem, the starting lineups and the opening tip as the Miners and the Pioneers will battle here in the 2A regional at Jack Butcher Arena. So we will go ahead and step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups brought to you by Midwest Natural Gas. We'll do that after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena, getting ready for the starting lineups tonight. And the starting lineups are brought to you by Midwest Natural Gas. Midwest Natural Gas reminds you to call 2 working days before you dig. So if you're building a new house or just landscaping around the current one, call 811 2 days before. It keeps you safe, and it's the law. A reminder from your friends at Midwest Natural Gas. Announcing the non-starters. First for the Linton Miners, the starting lineup. Connor Daly in the starting lineup, the 6'3 junior. 5'8 junior, number 3 Jackson Miller in the starting lineup tonight. Paul Oliver, the 6'4 junior, wearing number 11 in the starting lineup. Tucker Lent getting the start tonight, 6'3 senior, wearing number 32. And Cooper Smith in the starting lineup as well, the 6'2 junior, starting for the Miners of Linton here tonight. Again, the biggest matchup of the game is going to be Tucker Lent taking on Elijah Fuller Tucker underneath. So we'll see how all that shakes out as we move into the basketball game here tonight. Now the public address announcer, Greg Johnson, announcing the non-starters for Providence. I got to give a shout-out to Greg Johnson, one of the best PA announcers in all of the state of Indiana. No question, right here at Loogootee. Greg Johnson used to be an English teacher here at the school and just a fantastic human being and a fantastic PA announcer. Now the starting lineups for the Providence Pioneers. Starting at one guard will be the 5'10 senior, Drew Kelly. Also starting will be number 23, Bryson Whitlock, the 6'3 senior. That's the person we did not talk about in the pregame. Very good defensively is Whitlock. Preston Kemp, the 5'11 senior, wearing number 1, getting the start. Number 22, the 6'1 senior, Cole Hewitt in the starting lineup. And the big man in the middle, the 6'5 junior, wearing number 13, Elijah Fuller Tucker, in the starting lineup for the Pioneers of Providence here tonight. An excellent officiating crew, Scott Yarborough, Brian Bain, and I cannot think of this other gentleman's name, but a very experienced crew. Scott Yarborough, one of the finest gentlemen around in officiating. And it'll be Paul Oliver jumping against Elijah Fuller Tucker. And we are ready to go. Van Halen jump playing over the speaker system. And there's the whistle, and the tip's up in the air, and the Miners control it. Jackson Miller with the ball for the Miners. He's going to bring it across the timeline. Man-to-man defense for Pioneers. Here comes Miller, left side, out on the wing. He has it, dribbles it out front, tries to throw it to Daly, and he travels. So the first turnover on the Miners, 13 seconds into the ball game, and that's something the Miners are going to have to cut out tonight. No free throws, or no turnovers, going to have to make free throws. And it looks like the Miners are going to start out in the 1-3-1 zone defense. This will be something that I've not really seen from them this year. But we talked in the pregame, Providence likes to play this, slow it down, and really spread it out, throw it around, make you chase them, and that's what they're doing right here. They've spread it out, 4 out. It's Drew Kelly with it, left side for Kemp, over in the corner for Whitlock, now back to Kemp. Kemp out front for Kelly, now back to Kemp, left wing. He's looking in the middle, throws it back out to Kelly, who backs it back out on the right wing, throws it out top for Hewitt. Hewitt, left side for Kemp. And they're being really patient here with it. Throw it out front for Hewitt. Back to Kemp. He gets to the elbow. Now throws it left side for a wide open three for Providence. It's no good. And that was Whitlock. And the offensive rebound underneath for Cole Hewitt. And then blocked by Tucker Lint. It goes out of bounds. And Providence will keep possession underneath the basket. 7:02 left here in the first quarter. Nobody scored so far. And the ball quickly inbounded. It will be, that's Hewitt with it, throws it left side over for Kelly. Kelly down to Elijah Fuller-Tucker, now out for Kelly. He's going to let go a three, and that was actually, Cole Hewitt from out front, a lone tree three. So 3-0 Providence, and Miller gets it inbounds to Connor Daly. The Miners have it, give it back to Miller. He's going to walk it up, man-to-man, full court pressure here for Providence. Daly across the timeline, out on the left side, works off a Tucker Lint screen. Gives it to Lint out on the wing. Bounce pass out top for Oliver. Oliver's going to have to play big minutes and really score the ball well for the Miners tonight as Miller curls. Gives it off for Daly. Daly at the top of the key. Throws it out for Oliver. Oliver thought about a three. Throws it out for Daly. Daly has to track it down, and it's a backcourt violation. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Miners, and you cannot have that in big games like this. Have to take care of the basketball, especially against a very good ball team like Providence here. Kemp gets the inbound in the backcourt, brings it across the timeline, throws it right side for Drew Kelly, back to Kemp on the left wing. Right side for Kelly. In the corner to Whitlock, out front for Kemp. Now he throws the left side for Hewitt, another three for him. It's no good. Weak side rebound comes off for Connor Daly. The Miners have it. Daly's across the timeline. Gives it off for Jackson Miller. Miller has it. High corner, left side, throws it out top for Daly. Daly to Lint. Lint in the short corner for Cooper Smith. Underneath for Paul Oliver in the paint. He goes up with it, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, puts it up, misses again, gets his own rebound again. A couple of fouls, no calls, and a jump ball underneath will send it back to Providence. A little bit of body contact on Paul Oliver on his putback attempts, but the referees do not call it, so it goes back to Pioneer. 5:33 left here in the first quarter. The Pioneers lead, the Pioneers of Providence lead 3-0 on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. 1-3-1 defense for the Miners. Out front, it's Drew Kelly with it. Walks it to the right side, high wing, left side for Kemp. Kemp throws it down in the corner for Hewitt. Hewitt underneath for Elijah Tucker. Elijah Fuller-Tucker goes up with it, misses the shot, and the rebound comes off for Connor Daly. And here comes Connor Daly, hands it off for Jackson Miller. Miller's across the timeline for the Miners. Miller bounce pass to Paul Oliver on the left side. Now over to Connor Daly. Works off an Oliver screen, gets to the top of the key. Picks up the dribble, throws it to Miller. Miller underneath finds Cooper Smith, who goes up in the middle of the lane, throws up a little hook shot. It's no good. Ball's tipped around, and Elijah Fuller-Tucker comes out of there with the rebound for Providence. And here come the Pioneers. Left side for Kemp on the wing, out top. Throw it up for Drew Kelly. Now left side for Kemp. Back to Kelly. Kelly backs it out, and they'll set up the offense against this 1-3-1 defense. And it's 4 out, 1 under. The offense, they really spread it out and want you to come chase them. Down in the corner, they throw it to Hewitt. Right side, now left side for Kemp. He's going to let go a lone tree three. It's no good. Tucker Lint gets the rebound underneath for the Miners. And it's still 3-0 Providence with 4:10 left here in the first quarter. Miller across the timeline, walks it to the left side, now brings it back right side, bounce pass to Connor Daly. A lot of pressure defense here by Providence. Over in the corner for Tucker Lint. He lets go a three and overshoots it badly. Kemp gets the rebound, and now a 3-on-1 break. Kemp with the left hand, misses the shot. Rebound comes off for Tucker Lent, and he's fouled. And we'll see who the foul's on here. Looks like it should be Whitlock that picks up the personal. It will be Bryson Whitlock that picks up the personal for Providence. It's the first foul on him and the first team foul on Providence. 3:52 left here in the quarter, and it's 3-0 Providence on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. So the Miners have it, trailing by 3. Jackson Miller going to do the ball handling duties. He's across the timeline, throws it left side for Oliver. Oliver out top for Lentz. Lent gives it back to Miller. Miller works off a Tucker Lent screen to the right side, throws it out top for Tucker Lent. He's going to let go another 3, and he hit that one. Tucker Lent with a nice lone tree 3 from just right at the top of the key. Ties this one up at 3 apiece with 3.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And the Miners back in this 1-3-1 zone, and Providence has spread it back out. They're going to make the Miners chase them. Left side for Kemp, out front for Kelly. Kelly back to Kemp. He gets to the elbow, throws it back right side for Kelly. Now in the corner for Whitlock. Back to Kelly on the wing. Almost taken away, but Jackson Miller falls down. So Kemp comes out of there with it. And a foul on Jackson Miller, I believe. It will be. Foul will go on Jackson Miller. It'll be his first. Jake Rose will check in for Cooper Smith for the Miners. And it will be Duke Becker checking in for Providence. And that's the man you got to watch. He's the sharpshooter. Comes off the bench and just strokes it. Man, he really shoots the ball well in some of the games I watched him play this season. So it's Drew Kelly across the timeline for Providence. Hands off. Gives it up for Hewitt. Hewitt walks it right side. Now it's with Kemp on the left wing. He's going to work off an Elijah Fuller-Tucker screen. Tries to find him underneath. Throws it out for Beckert. Right side for Hewitt. Left side out for Kelly. Now they do throw it down to Elijah Tucker. He is almost taken away and throws it off. Threw it off Paul Oliver, and Paul Oliver tried to save it, could not. It goes out of bounds and will stay with Providence. We're all tied up at 3 apiece. 2:40 left here in the first quarter on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. It's Providence basketball underneath their own basket. Be Kelly to inbound it for Providence. Gets it in for Kemp. He works off an Elijah Fuller-Tucker screen at the right elbow. Gets down. Pump fakes Tucker Lent. Puts up the shot. Misses. Jake Rose can't control the rebound. Elijah Fuller-Tucker trying to go to work inside. Throws the shot up over Tucker Lent and puts it in for 2. Elijah Fuller-Tucker, his first 2 points of the game, makes it 5-3 Providence with 2:20 left here in the first. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Hands off for Oliver. Oliver picks up the dribble out front. Throws it left side, or right side now for Miller. Miller at the top of the key. Over right side for Daly. He tries to drive baseline. Step back 3 for Connor Daly. It's short. Rebounds loose underneath. Jake Rose gets it. Bounce pass to Tucker Lent. He goes up and puts it in for 2. Tucker Lent ties this one up at 5 apiece. Nice play by Jake Rose to get it to Tucker Lent. We're all tied up at 5 apiece with 1:45 left here in the first. Drew Kelly throws it right side for Cole Hewitt for Providence. He works off the screen, brings it left side for Kelly out on the wing. Kelly directing traffic, trying to spread out the court. Throws it right side for Kemp. Kemp back to Kelly. Kelly over to Beckert. Beckert down inside to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He's going to work along the baseline. Tries to throw it weak side for Cole Hewitt. It's tipped out of bounds by Paul Oliver and will stay with Providence. As Lucas Mock will check in for Providence, and also Bryson Whitlock will check back into the game. Duke Beckert and Cole Hewitt will sit down for the Pioneers. And Cooper Smith will check in for the Miners as Tucker Lent will sit down. And they're going to put Paul Oliver on Elijah Fuller-Tucker here. See if this matchup plays out. Get it in for Lucas Mock, left side. Now out top, they throw it for Kelly. Kelly, right side for Elijah Fuller-Tucker. And an offensive foul as he plows in to Paul Oliver. Maybe a little bit of a flop, but nonetheless an offensive foul on Elijah Fuller-Tucker. It's the second team foul on Providence, the first team foul on Fuller-Tucker. And the ball will go to the Miners, all tied up. 5 apiece, 1:17 left here in the first. First quarter has been brought to you by Pig Implement and Sullivan and Vincennes, serving the Wabash Valley for over 50 years. The Miners get it in for Oliver. Full court pressure, man-to-man for Providence. Miller has it now. Going to slowly walk it across the timeline, spins to the middle, throws it over for Oliver. Oliver had to run to track it down. Now they try to throw it to Jake Rose in the corner. It's tipped out of bounds by Providence. Drew Kelly tips it out of bounds, and the Miners will keep it. They'll have the sideline inbound here. They get it in for Jackson Miller. He's going to chase it down in the trap zone. Lucas Mock makes him pick up the dribble. Throws it right side for Paul Oliver, down under a minute. Oliver's going to go to work on Whitlock. Thought about a three. Now throws it over for Rose. Rose has it. Left side. Hands off for Miller. Miller back over to Cooper Smith. Now Oliver has it again. He's going to rise up for three. Misses everything. Rebound comes off for Drew Kelly, and back come the Pioneers. Providence with 33 seconds left here in the quarter, and they're going to take the last shot of the quarter. 5-5 to score. Down to 24 seconds left here in the first. And Drew Kelly just standing just across the 10-second line, just dribbling all by himself out here. Down to 15 seconds left here in the quarter. Left side, that's Preston Kemp with it. Kemp going to work off a screen, goes to his right, throws it out, left side in the corner for a wide open Mock for three. He misses. Drew Kelly tries to throw up an offensive rebound at the end of the quarter, and that's the end of the first. After 1 quarter of play from the 2A Regional at Jack Butcher Arena here in Loogootee, it's the Linton Miners 5, Providence Pioneers 5. We'll step aside for 1 minute, come back with second quarter action after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. 8 more minutes on the clock to start the second quarter. And it's all tied up at 5 apiece. The Miners will have the first possession of the second quarter. Second quarter is going to be brought to you by Pig Implement and Sullivan and Vincennes, serving the Wabash Valley for over 50 years. It'll be Reuben Goodman, Paul Oliver, Tucker Lentz, Hayden Feldner, and Jackson Miller to start the quarter here for the Miners as Miller across the timeline. Mock probably reached in there up front. They don't call it. Bounce pass to Tucker at the free throw line. Tucker Lentz has it, throws it out top for Miller. Miller going to work off a screen by Lentz. And drives down inside, tries to throw it out top. It's taken away by Drew Kelly. He's all the way down the other end, and he's fouled by Tucker Lentz. Third turnover for the Miners. It'll send Drew Kelly to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. First free throws of the game for either team. Just the first foul on Tucker Lentz, the first team foul here of the quarter. And Drew Kelly looking for his first points of the game. The senior misses the first free throw. And Connor Daly's going to check in here in just a moment. Don't know if he got to the scores table late or what, but Kelly misses the second free throw, and Elijah Fuller-Tucker gets the offensive rebound and puts it in for 2. It's the 4th point of the game for Elijah Fuller-Tucker, and it's a 7-5 lead Providence. Jackson Miller going to bring it across the timeline. Lucas Mock guarding him. He hands off for Oliver. Now back to Miller. Miller on the left wing. Tries to drive baseline. Now he's kind of caught in a trap zone. Does get out and brings it out front, and then he travels. Got a little bit of trip, just a little bit, but the official right there in front of the play called the travel. And the officials getting together now for Elijah Fuller-Tucker. That must have been a little extracurriculars going on. And now we'll have Connor Daly come in for the Miners. And he'll check in for Reuben Goodman. Reuben Goodman will sit down. It's the 4th turnover for the Miners here in the first 9 minutes of the basketball game. So you're going to have to do a little better job of taking care of the basketball if you're the Miners. And they tried to get Beckert in at the last second at Providence, but the ball was already in play before he made it to the scores table. So it'll be Beckert having to check in at the next dead ball. Drew Kelly has it at the top of the key. Hands off for Kemp. Kemp back left side for Kelly. Out on the wing he has it. Back to Kemp right side. Now over to Mock. Mock out to Kemp, left side for Kelly. On the wing he has it. Over in the corner for Whitlock. He lets go a lone tree 3. It's no good. Paul Oliver gets the rebound, and here come the Miners. Cross the timelines, Oliver. Over right side for Connor Daly. He drives inside, throws up the floater, and puts it in for 2. Connor Daly, his first 2 points of the game, ties this one up at 7 apiece with 6.5 minutes left here in the first half. Drew Kelly across the timeline for the Pioneers. Walks it to the left side. Hands it to Mock, now right side for Whitlock. Whitlock brings it to the wing over in the corner for Kemp. He's going to let go a lone tree three. It's no good long. Rebound comes off for Oliver. Oliver quickly across the timeline, all the way down, spins into the lane, and a foul first. I thought they were going to call a travel. The official calls a foul first on the floor. So the Miners will take it out of bounds. Foul will go on Bryson Whitlock. It'll be his second. And into the game for Providence is going to come Cole Hewitt, and Beckert finally checks in. And Whitlock and Kelly will sit down. Miners get it in for Tucker Lint. Now to Connor Daly out front for Miller. He throws it over for Oliver. Good defense by the Pioneers. And back off to Miller. Miller right side. Tries to get inside the lane. Throws up a floater. It's no good. Rebound on the weak side for Beckert. And here comes Providence. Mock across the timeline. Bounce pass underneath. A nice find underneath for Cole Hewitt. His 5th point of the ball game. And now we've got another dead ball. And into the ball game, Noah Leeser, number 35, into the ball game for Providence. And cleaning up a little bit of sweat on the floor. Miners trail by 2. 5:44 left here in the first half. 9-7 the score on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. And this number 35, Noah Leeser, he's a big man as well. So he came in to give Elijah Fuller-Tucker a little bit of a break as Miller's across the timeline for the Miners. Trying to dribble out front. Lucas Mock all over him, and they finally called a foul. I mean, he's been all over him since he came into the game, and they finally get him on the body foul. So Lucas Mock picks up his first, the team's 3rd of the quarter, I believe. Let me double check that. Maybe just the team's 2nd. It is, and Drew Kelly checks in for Mock as he'll sit down. So now the Miners have Miller, Cooper Smith, Connor Daly, Paul Oliver, and yeah, here comes Scott Yarbrough going to talk with these young men. A lot of pushing and shoving off the ball. And Scott really taking over here. That's what you like to see. A veteran seasoned official that's not going to let this game get out of his grip. So he's bringing both of these players together and telling them to nip it in the bud. And Tucker Lent throws it in the backcourt for Connor Daly. 5.5 minutes left here in the first half. 9-7 Providence. Daly across the timeline. Throws it over to Jackson Miller. He has it on the left side. Now out top for Oliver. Oliver's going to let go a 3 from out front. It's no good. Rebound comes off for Drew Kelly, and then they'll get Tucker Lent, who had fallen down underneath, and just bad circumstance kind of took him into Drew Kelly's area. So the foul will go on Tucker Lent. It'll be his first, team's 2nd. That's actually the 2nd on Tucker Lent, they say. I must have missed one. Wow. That's huge. 6'3" senior with 2. Underneath, they throw it to Drew Kelly, and the ball's loose on the floor, and a jump ball should give it back to Providence here. It will. And Hayden Feltner will check in for the Miners. He'll get Tucker Lent out of there with those 2 fouls, and Tucker Lent's played his rear end off underneath there, and now they're going to send in Elijah Fuller-Tucker now that Tucker Lent's out of the game, and he'll come in for Noah Leeser. So Oliver's going to have to really play well here against Elijah Fuller-Tucker with the final 5.5 minutes, or 5:05 here of the first half. Drew Kelly to inbound the basketball underneath the timeline for the Pioneers. He's looking, throws it out top for Kemp. Out on the left wing, he has it now. Bounce pass to Elijah Fuller-Tucker, about 10 feet out. He's going to go to work on Oliver. Throws up a fadeaway shot over him, no good. Hayden Feltner gets the rebound, and then they'll get a foul on the rebound. Think they're going to get Cole Hewitt. They do. It'll be Hewitt's first, team's 3rd. Jake Rose will check in for Cooper Smith for the Miners. And the Miners have it, trailing by 2. 4:52 left here in the first half. 9-7 the score. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Very physical defense for Providence. I can't believe they've not blown the whistle a little more than they have. Bounce pass to Hayden Feltner. Feldner on the right side, throws it up to Connor Daly at the top of the key. He circles back around, out on the left wing he has it. Throws it out top for Hayden Feldner. Feldner back to Daly. Daly works off a Feldner screen. Out on the left wing he has it. Throws it out top for Miller. Miller sets up the offense. Trying to get a screen. Works off the Paul Oliver screen at the top of the key. Pulls up from three. It's no good. Rebounds loose, and Elijah Fuller-Tucker gets the rebound. Clears it off for Drew Kelly. Quick outlet pass right side for Beckert. A wide open three. It's short. And underneath, we've got a foul off the ball, and it'll go on Providence. So the ball will go back to the Miners. Foul will be on Cole Hewitt. It'll be his second. So Cole Hewitt and Bryson Whitlock both with 2 fouls for Providence. And Lucas Mock checks back into the ball game as Cole Hewitt will have to sit down with those 2 fouls. It's the 4th team foul on Providence. So with 4:07 left here in the first half, the next foul will send the Miners to the free throw line for the bonus. So if you're the Miners, better get pretty aggressive here going to the basket. Connor Daly across the timeline. Man-to-man defense for Providence. He works it left side, out on the wing, picks up the dribble. Kelly all over him and no call. Man, they're really aggressive with the defense. Paul Oliver out on the right wing now. Walks it out top. Brings it left side. Got away with a carry. Almost taken away by Elijah Fuller-Tucker. It finally is. 5th turnover for the Miners. And a foul out front. It's going to go on Paul Oliver as Kemp trying to drive. So it'll be Oliver's first, team's 3rd of the quarter. And it will be Providence basketball with a sideline out of bounds here. Drew Kelly will take it out for the Pioneers of Providence. So Drew Kelly to inbound it for the Pioneers. Throws it in the backcourt for Kemp. And he looks over at Coach Ryan Miller, gets the instructions, throws it right side for Drew Kelly. And they are looking like they're going to start trying to eat some of this clock up. Definitely not being... Look like they're ready to roll yet as Beckert has it, right wing. He does drive to the basket, picks up the dribble, and he traveled. Good call by the official. It's the first turnover for Pioneer. And it gives the ball back to the Miners. Cooper Nash going to check in for Providence, and Beckert will sit down. So for the Miners, you've got Jake Rose, Jackson Miller, Paul Oliver, Cooper Smith, and Connor Daly out there. 3:15 left here in the first half. 9-7 Pioneer. Or 9-7 Providence. I keep saying Pioneers. Now Oliver has it. Spins in the middle of the lane. Goes up over Elijah Fuller-Tucker. Probably should have been a foul. But the ball will go out of bounds off the Miners. And these officials definitely letting it be a little rough and tumble game here in the first half. Miners having a hard time dealing with the physicality so far here early on. And that's a little surprising being a football school and some athletes on the ball club. Now they've got 3 out, 2 under the offense here for Providence. Kelly brings it left side for Kemp. Kemp back to Kelly. Down under 3 minutes. 2:45 left here in the first half. Mock drives inside, throws it right side for a wide open Nash. He misses the 3. Lucas Mock with the offensive rebound. Now Nash cleans it up from the weak side. He's fouled on the putback attempt. And Nash will go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. The Miners have given up some offensive rebounds here in the first half, and that's something they'll have to figure out here pretty quickly. 9-7 to score. Providence out front with 2:39 left here in the half, and Cooper Nash trying to extend that 2-point Providence lead. First one is no good. So Providence 0 of 3 in the first half here from the free throw line. And now Nash eyes his second one, misses it short. Ball's tipped around, and it's off Rose, out of bounds, I believe, and goes back to Providence. Providence will have it back. 2:37 left here in the half. They lead by 2. 0 of 4 from the First Security Insurance free throw line are the Pioneers here in the first half, and that's pretty surprising. Drew Kelly with it, right side, 1-3-1 zone for the Miners. Over to Lucas Mock on the wing, down in the corner for Nash. Nash brings it back out front, throws it over to Kelly. Kelly in the center circle, just right at the center circle. And they'll set up the offense. Left side for Kemp. Now over in the left corner for Nash. He's going to let go another three. It's no good. Off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. And the ball will go to the Miners with 2:14 left here in the half. And again, they only trail by 2. 9-7 the score on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard. Appreciate you joining us here on 93.3 WQTY for the 2A regional here from Jack Butcher Arena at Loogootee. Connor Daly out front with it in between the circles. Walks it to the right side. Now back out front. Now back right side. Going to try to drive baseline. Picks up the dribble. Double teams. Finally gets it inside to Cooper Smith. Cooper Smith throws it out for Miller. Miller lets go a lone tree three. It's no good. Did not look comfortable shooting that shot. And the Miners can't really get any good looks at the basket here early in the first half of this ball game. Drew Kelly just right of the center circle. They've set up this spread offense again. Left side for Lucas Mock. Now over to Kemp. Kemp on the wing. Throws it inside for Elijah Fuller-Tucker. Now get Cooper Smith for pushing him out of the lane. It'll be the first on Smith. Team's fourth on the Miners. Team's fifth, excuse me. And it will be the bonus. Elijah Fuller-Tucker will go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. First free throw by Elijah Fuller-Tucker is good. First free throw made by the Pioneers of Providence tonight. 1 of 5 from the stripe as a team. But he will get another one here, and he shoots it and he hits it. So 6 points here early in the first half for Elijah Fuller-Tucker. Whitlock will check in for the Pioneers, and Nash will sit down. And the Miners have it, trailing by 4 with 1:27. They inbound it. Full court pressure for the Providence Pioneers. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Lucas Mock guarding him. He's been really physical on the ball. Throws it to Jake Rose at the top of the key. And we're going to get 3 seconds in the lane or a foul off the ball here. I think a foul off the ball. They do. The foul will go on Whitlock. He just came off the bench from picking up his second, so he picks up his third personal. And that's going to send the Miners to the free throw line for the first time tonight. It'll send Connor Daly, to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. Daly's first free throw is good. First free throw of the night for the Miners. Hayden Felner is going to check in for the Miners, and he'll get Jake Rose out of there, and Nash will check in for Whitlock for the Pioneers of Providence. And Connor Daly shoots his second free throw and got it as well. So 4 points now for Connor Daly. Cuts the Providence lead to 2, 11-9 to score with 1:10 left here in the half. Drew Kelly across the timeline for the Pioneers. Out on the right wing, throws it over to Kemp, now just left of the center circle, back to Kelly. Just playing a little bit of keep away here, over on the wing to Mock, now back to Kemp. Down under a minute to play here in the first half. 11-9, Providence out front. Kemp gives it back to Kelly, just right of the center circle. Kelly's just holding on to it here, down to 35 seconds left in the first half. Trying to make the Miners come chase him. And Kelly finally starting to throw out some plays here. Trying to talk to Coach Miller and get the play set up. Kemp has it, just left of the center circle, down to 12 seconds left here in the first half. And a Highcom timeout for Providence. Highcom timeout. Highcom incorporated in Lions. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep this one here. 10.9 left here in the first half. On the Bills on a repair scoreboard, it's 11-9 Providence, leading this one on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. Hey, Welch and Cornett Funeral Homes are family-owned and operated for over 100 years. Welch and Cornett in Linton and Worthington, your light of hope when you need them most. And if you're tired of paying those high cable or direct TV rates, you can give Mike Moore a call at Midwest Satellite in Linton. Mike has Dish Network plans starting at $79.99 a month. This includes free installation, a 3-year price lock, and 3 months free of showtime. Don't call some random 800 number. Call your local premier dealer, Midwest Satellite, and Mike Morin at 812-847-8848. Call Mike. He will treat you right. Big thanks to all our sponsors. Make it possible for us to bring you the 2A Regional from Jack Butcher Arena here at Loogootee High School. We cannot do it without their support, so make sure you get out and support all those wonderful local folks. So it's Providence basketball out of the High-Com timeout. They get it in for Kemp. The Miners have went man-to-man here. Kemp drives inside the lane, tries to go up over Oliver, misses the shot. Rebound comes off for Oliver. He's going to have to heave one at 3/4 of the court off the top of the backboard, and that's the end of the first half. After one half of play from Jack Butcher Arena, the 2A Regional, heck of a first half. Providence leads the Miners 11-9 on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. We will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with the halftime stats, and talk about this one after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. We're at halftime of the 2A Regional here from Loogootee High School. And at halftime, Providence leads the Miners 11-9. And not a whole lot of scoring going on there in the first half, of course. We'll start with the Providence Pioneers. They had two players in the scoring column. They're led in scoring by Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He had 2 2-point baskets and 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line for his 6 points to lead the Pioneers in the first half. Cole Hewitt, the only other person in the scoring column, hit a lone tree 3 and a 2-point basket for his 5 points at halftime. Drew Kelly did go 0 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line, and Cooper Nash 0 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line as well. So Providence 2 of 6 as a team from the stripe there in the first half. I only had them for 2 turnovers, so they took care of the basketball, and of course that slow it down kind of style, methodical. There's not going to be a lot of turnovers, and that's what they're banking on by playing that offense. Now looking at the Miners, only 2 players in the scoring column as well. They are led in scoring by Tucker Lint. He hit a 3-point basket and a 2-point basket back in the first for his 5 points. Connor Daly with 4. He hit a 2-point basket in the second quarter and 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line for his 4 points to round out the 9 here at halftime for the Linton Miners. The Miners 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line in the first half and turned the ball over 4 times. So if you're Coach Matt Britton, you can live with 4 turnovers, but really gave up a lot of offensive rebounds there in the first half, and that's something the Miners are going to have to cut out. I think that's why they ended up going man-to-man there for a little bit. They were having a hard time blocking out and trying to find, players to block out of that 1-3-1 zone. So they went man, and that did seem to help them out a little there at the end of the first half. But we'll see what Coach Matt Britton has up his sleeves here in the second half. I don't think we're going to see this low scoring of a second half, but Providence may come out and put the ball on their hip. It looks like it will be the Miners basketball coming out of the locker room break here at halftime. So the Miners need to try to speed this up. They're definitely playing at the Providence pace. They've got their got momentum on their side and really controlling the flow of the game. Now the Miners need to come out and try to make it more of a track meet, try to get it up and down, and especially with some of these players. You got Bryson Whitlock now with 3 fouls for Providence, Cole Hewitt with 2 fouls. So you really want to try to speed it up and really attack those players and really all of them. Try to penetrate, get into the lane, get some easy hoops. If not, dish it off and find some open shots here in the second half as well. For the Miners, as far as foul trouble, they had Tucker Lint, the 6'3" senior, with 2 in the first half. Other than that, Cooper Smith with 1, Jackson Miller with 1, and Paul Oliver with 1. So that's all good news for Coach Matt Britton here in the second half. You can get a little more aggressive defensively. And like I said, trying to speed Providence up here a little bit, trying to get him playing a little faster than they're comfortable with, and maybe get him to turn the ball over a few times and you're only 2 points down here at halftime, so you're right in this ball game, and that's what you're telling your team if you're Coach Matt Britton. And out of the locker room at halftime, here comes the Providence Pioneers. They've definitely been very physical with the Miners here in the first half, and there has been some whistles, but definitely could have been a few more. So we'll see if the officials tighten up some here in the second half. They generally tend to do that. To tighten up the second half. So we'll see if that's the case here tonight at Jack Butcher Arena. It's about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half as the Miners making their way out of the tunnel to warm up for the second half. We will step aside for 2 minutes, and we'll come back and get you ready for second half action here from the 2A Regional at Loogootee. Getting on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard, it's Providence 11, the Linton Miners 9. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Jerry Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. Just about a half minute away from the start of the second half. It will be the Linton Miner basketball to start the second half. Third quarter brought to you by Pig Implement in Sullivan and Vincennes, serving the Wabash Valley for over 50 years. As both teams make their way out of the huddle here at halftime, or out of the halftime huddle with their coach. And we're just about all ready to go here for the start of the second half. It'll be Tucker Lint, Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, Cooper Smith, and Jackson Miller to start the second half here for the Miners. Paul Oliver gets it immediately, goes straight to the hoop, a blocking foul, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. The foul will go on Drew Kelly. It'll be his first. And the Miners definitely look like they wanted to come out a little more aggressive because they threw it to Paul Oliver, and he immediately went to the baseline underneath the basket and tried to go up strong with it. So the foul does go on Drew Kelly. It'll be his first, team's first on Providence. And Paul Oliver looking for his first points of the game as he goes to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. First foul only took 4 seconds into the second half here. 7:56 on the clock. As Oliver eyes his first one, flies it, and missed it short. You'll get another chance here from the stripe as he's towards the line. Trying to cut into this Providence lead, trying to cut the lead to 1. He does with the second one. It's his first point of the night. And it makes it 11-10 at Providence. And the Pioneers have it across the timeline. Drew Kelly with it out on the right side. Throws it left side for Whitlock. Now back to Kelly. Over in the corner. They give it up for Hewitt. Now back to Whitlock. He was trying to find Elijah Fuller-Tucker underneath. They get it to Kemp here in the left side. And throw it back out front for Whitlock. Back to Kemp underneath for Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He's going to go to work. Double team. Throws it out top for Kemp. Now they swing it around the horn to Whitlock. He goes up and blocked by Tucker Lint and out of bounds. And the Pioneers will have to inbound it underneath the basket along the baseline. And that was a good defensive possession for the Miners. Got a little bit out of position, but was able to, with the help defense, maintain and get back to where they needed to. And out front, the ball's inbounded to Cole Hewitt. He gets it off for Drew Kelly. Kelly's going to work off a Fuller-Tucker screen. Throws it over right side for Kemp. Now back to Kelly. Out to Whitlock. Whitlock to the elbow. Now throws it out left side. Gives it up for Drew Kelly. Kelly has it. Bounce pass to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He's going to go to work on Lint. Throws up a little hook shot outside the paint. No good. Tucker Lint gets the rebound. And the Miners have it. A chance to take the lead. As Paul Oliver is going to bring it across the timeline. Walks it left side. Gives it over for Jackson Miller on the wing. He drives inside. Nice bounce pass for Tucker Lint, who can't control it. The Miners turn it over. And here comes Kemp. It was a great play. And Tucker Lint just could not hang on to the pass. Otherwise, it was going to be a layup. And the Miners were going to take a lead. It's Bryson Whitlock with the ball. Throws it to Kelly. Kelly just left of the center circle. Brings it out to the wing. Now throws it back right side for Whitlock, and they've spread it out. 4 out, 1 under here, and they're going to set up and really make the Miners chase them. They'll win this game 11-10 as far as they're concerned. They're standing there with the ball on their hip. Drew Kelly in the center circle. Very ironic, this kind of basketball being played at Jack Butcher Arena here at Loogootee High School. 6:04 left here in the third quarter. 11-10 Providence leads, and they have the basketball, and they're playing a little stall ball right now. Drew Kelly out front in the center circle, just holding it. Miners in the 1-3-1 zone defense. And Providence, they held up a finger like they're going to take the last shot of the quarter, and it's 5:44 left here in the third. Drew Kelly has it, trying to direct a little bit of traffic. Finally, a little bit of movement for the Pioneers. Down to 5.5 minutes here in the third. Kelly throws it over to the left side for Whitlock. Back to Kelly. Kelly just in between the circles. Throws it over to the right side for Hewitt. Hewitt back to Kelly. Finally, Jackson Miller comes out just to force the count, so they reverse the ball and throw it out to the left wing. And it's Bryson Whitlock with the ball now. Down to 5 minutes here in the third. The handoff for Kempf. Kempf on the left side. Gives it to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He has it in between the circles. Gives it back to Kempf. Kempf just holding it here in the high corner, left side. Now out in the center circle, back to Kelly. Kelly has it tipped away as he tried to go to Kemp, and Kemp runs over Paul Oliver, and the offensive foul goes on Preston Kemp. Nice play by Paul Oliver to take one in the chest there. The first foul on Preston Kemp, the second foul on Providence here of the half, and the Miners have it with 4:32 left here in the third quarter. And Connor Daly trying to inbound it, finally gets it in for Paul Oliver. Man-to-man defense for the Pioneers. Paul Oliver across the timeline and a reach-around foul. They'll get Cole Hewitt, and that'll be his third. That was a silly foul on Cole Hewitt as Oliver had blown right past him. So he tried the back tip with the reach-in foul, and the officials didn't let it go. So the third foul and the third team foul on Providence. Now the Miners have it. Handoff. Oliver back down along the baseline. Up over Fuller-Tucker. A foul and the basket. Elijah Fuller-Tucker will pick up his second. Paul Oliver gets his first field goal of the game, and he's got a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way, and he gives the Miners the lead, 12-11. So to be Paul Oliver at the First Security Insurance free throw line, looking for a three-point play the old-fashioned way and a chance to extend this Miner lead out to 2. He eyes it, he flies it, and he got it to go over the front of the rim and finally went down. So now a 2-point lead for the Miners, 13-11 with 4:21 left here in the third. Becker checks into the ball game for Providence, and he'll let Cole Hewitt sit down with those 3 fouls. So now they've got Whitlock and Hewitt both with 3. Drew Kelly across the timeline for the Pioneers, gives it up for Kemp. He's in the center circle. And they throw it right side. Now out top, that is Whitlock with it. Back to Kemp. Now down to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He's going to go to work on Tucker Lynn. Oh, maybe got away with a chicken wing. Ball misses the shot. Ball's loose. Becker gets the offensive rebound on the weak side, and he's fouled on the putback attempts. So it'll be Duke Becker to go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. Cooper Smith is who picks up the personal. It'll be his second. Team's first on the Miners as Becker knocks down the first one. Cuts the Miner lead to 1. And Hayden Feltner checks in for Cooper Smith for the Miners. And the second free throw by Beckert is good as well. He's the sharpshooter that I was talking about in the pregame. It comes off the bench, really shoots the 3 well. We've got a Highcom timeout. Highcom incorporated in Lions. It's a full timeout. On the Bills on a repair scoreboard, 3:56 left here in the third quarter. We're all tied up at 13 apiece. Providence and Linton here for the 2A regional. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. Come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena at Loogootee High School. 13-13 to score. 3:56 left here in the third quarter. It's the Miners basketball. Full court pressure here for Providence. Man-to-man, it looks like it is. And Connor Daly gets the ball across the timeline for the Miners. He's going to go to work all the way down. A pump fake. Should have been a foul on Elijah Fuller-Tucker. They don't call it. And then Connor Daly with the frustration foul, fouls Fuller-Tucker back. And Connor Daly did a good job. Got in the lane, threw an up fake at Fuller-Tucker, got him off his feet. And when he did, he jumped into his body to create the contact, and no call came from the official. Should have been a foul and 2 free throws for Connor Daly. And Jake Rose will check in for Daly. And Coach Britton telling his team what kind of defense they want to play as they get a little perspiration cleaned up off the floor at the other end. 3:47 left here in the third quarter. 13-13 to score on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. And Providence has the basketball. Out there for Providence is Drew Kelly, Preston Kempf, Bryson Whitlock, Duke Beckert, and Elijah Fuller-Tucker. And for the Miners, it's Paul Oliver, Jake Rose, Tucker Lint, Jackson Miller, and Hayden Feltner. Drew Kelly gives it up for Kemp. Kemp out on the right side. Throws a cross-court pass for Whitlock. He tries to get to the middle. Now they throw it back over for Kemp. He pulls up from 15 feet and banks it in for two. Preston Kemp's first 2 points of the game gives the lead to Providence, 15-13. Oliver across the timeline, goes all the way down to the hoop, and oh man, no foul on that either. He hit the deck hard. Elijah Fuller-Tucker should have picked up another personal foul, and the officials have put their whistles in their pocket here in the second half. Connor Daly checks in for Hayden Feldner. It'll be Jackson Miller, inbounded underneath the basket for the Miners. 3:12 left here in the third. Jackson Miller looking to inbound it. Gets it in for Paul Oliver. Oliver out on the right side in the corner. Throws it out top for Daly. Daly's going to let go of three, and he hits it. Connor Daly, a Lone Tree three from out front. The 7th point of the night for Connor Daly. And that gives the Miners the lead, 16-15, under 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Out on the left side, it's Whitlock with it. He throws it out top for Kelly. Kelly back to Whitlock on the wing. He's going to go to work. Throws it out top for Preston Kemp. Now back to Kelly. Or that's Whitlock as he drives to the basket. He's fouled as he gets down inside. And the foul will go on. Let's see who they get here. I guess they're going to get Tucker Lynn on the foul. Didn't look like he was around the play, and that's a big one. That's his third. Team's third on the Miners. And it will be Whitlock to the First Security Insurance free throw line for two. He hits the first one. So after starting pretty cold from the free throw line was Providence. They missed their first 4. They've hit 6 in a row since. Tied up at 16 apiece as Whitlock does miss that one. Maybe I put the jinx on him, and that's an okay thing. Paul Oliver gets the rebound as Connor Daly's across the timeline. We're tied up at 16 apiece. 2:27 left here in the third. Daly backs it out into the center circle. They'll set up the offense to the Miners. Dribbles to the left, gets down inside, throws it out for Tucker Lynn. A wide open three for him. In and out, no good. Rebound comes off for Whitlock, and here comes Providence. Kemp across the timeline. Out on the right wing, he has it. Drives towards the baseline, and an offensive foul. A moving screen on Elijah Fuller-Tucker. It'll be his third. Team's fifth. And with it being a player control foul, no free throws. And Jake Rose inbound it, gets it into Oliver. Oliver's going to go to work on Preston Kemp. Down to 2 minutes to play here in the third. Oliver across the timeline. Has it out front, throws it left side for Connor Daly. Daly on the high wing, works off an Oliver screen, slides it right with the dribble out front now in the center circle. Daly brings it to the left, hands off for Jake Rose, out on the wing, now back to Daly. Daly, high wing, left side, goes to work, gets down inside, tries to throw it to Tucker Lynn. Jackson Miller. Oh wow, they give Jackson Miller, it was supposed to go to Tucker Lynn, and it went a little high for Lynn, so Jackson Miller had to hug the sideline and called the timeout just at the perfect time. So the Miners get the Highcom timeout, and they'll get possession back. Highcom timeout, Highcom incorporated in Lions, just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 1:37 left here in the third quarter on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. It's 16 for the Linton Miners and 16 for the Providence Pioneers. What a great basketball game this has been. Not a lot of scoring, but some pretty good defense by both teams. And you can tell this one's going to come down to who takes care of the basketball in the fourth quarter and who makes free throws coming down the stretch. Very low-scoring ball game. Again, we talked in the pregame. Providence only gives up about 36 points a game defensively. The Miners gave up around 47.2 points a game defensively this season. And offensively, they've averaged about 58 points a game. So this is not the average game for the Linton Miners. But this is the exact kind of pace that the Providence Pioneers want to play. And Tucker Linton inbounded for the Miners. Gets it in for Connor Daly. Right side for Oliver. He's going to let go a three from the wing, and he rattles it in. A Lone Tree three from the right wing for Paul Oliver. Gives the Miners a 3-point lead, 19-16. With 1:23 left here in the third quarter as Kelly's across the timeline for the Pioneers. Big three by Paul Oliver. He's got 7 points in the quarter after going scoreless in the first half. Hand off for Whitlock. And, they're going to get the foul on Paul Oliver as they tried to get through the screen. I thought they were going to call the moving screen at first. Probably the right call. And Oliver picks up his second. And Hayden Feldner, Jake Rose, Jackson Miller, Paul Oliver, and Connor Daly are in the ball game as Tucker Linton just checked out. And Noah Leeser also checked in for Providence as they get Elijah Fuller Tucker out of there with those 3 fouls. Down to a minute left here in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Miners. Kelly has it. Bounce pass to Kemp on the left elbow. He's going to let go a shot, and he knocked it down from the elbow. Preston Kemp, his 4th point of the ball game. Cuts the Miner lead to 1. 19-18. Connor Daly across the timeline left side. Down to 45 seconds left here in the third. Throw it right side for Miller. Back to Daly. Daly left side for Oliver. Out top for Daly. Right side to Jackson Miller. He brings it out front with the dribble. Now brings it back out to the right side. Throws it over the top to Oliver. Oliver down left side for a wide open 3 for Connor Daly. No good. Rebounds loose underneath, and they're going to get a foul on the rebound. I think on Jake Rose. We'll wait for the signal here. It will be Rose. That'll be the freshman's first foul. It's his first, team's 5th. So unfortunately, that's going to send the Pioneers to the First Security Insurance free throw line, but it will send Noah Leeser, biggest guy on the court there. And he eyes his first one, puts it up there and swished it. Nice looking stroke for the big man. I was not expecting that. Ties the ball game up at 19 apiece as Tucker Lynch checks in for Hayden Feldner for the Miners. And he's trying to break that tie and give Providence the lead. He shoots the second one and he rattles that one in. So 2019 Providence into the ball game. Let's see who came in here. Lucas Mock checks in for Duke Beckert. Connor Daly right up the middle of the floor across the timeline. Down to 22 seconds left here in the third. He's on the right wing with it. Trying to dribble. Throws it out left side for Miller. Now out on the left wing for Oliver. Down to 12 seconds. Oliver's going to go to work. He loses it. The ball's taken away by Providence. 7 turnover for the Miners. And Providence will have the last shot with a 1-point lead. Kemp pulls up for 3. No good. Jake Rose throws it length of the court, and that's the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play here from Jack Butcher Arena, the 2A regional on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard, it's Providence 20, Linton Miners 19. We'll step aside for 60 seconds, come back with fourth quarter action after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. 8 minutes to settle this 2A regional. Providence leads 2019 on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. Hey, call Charlie or the Asphalt Doctor for all your paving, seal coating, striping, and asphalt repairs. 327-4446 for the Asphalt Doctor. And be sure to visit Southside Express in Linton. Southside Express is everything you need when you're in a hurry, and they are locally owned and operated. Do business with your local convenience store, Jan and Brad Ellis at Southside Express. To be Providence basketball to start the fourth quarter, they're going to be very patient with it here as they have been the entire game. They lead 2019. And Kemp has it out front for the Miners. It's Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, Cooper Smith, Tucker Lint, and Jackson Miller. For Providence, it's Preston Kemp. Also Cooper Nash into the ball game. Elijah Fuller Tucker as Nash drove to the baseline, and a kick ball by Paul Oliver will keep it with Pioneer. Also on the court for Providence will be Cole Hewitt and Duke Beckert. Kemp looking to inbound it, has nowhere to go, finally gets it in, gives it to Hewitt. Hewitt out top, gives it over to Beckert, now to Nash. He's going to let go a lone tree three. It's no good. Long rebound, and underneath a foul on Duke Beckert. Gives the ball back to the Miners. And the Miners have it. Trailing by 1, 7:33 left here in the game. They throw it to Connor Daly. He's across the timeline. Left side on the wing, works off a Cooper Smith screen. Going to go to the top of the key, gets down in the lane, goes up over Elijah Fuller Tucker, and an offensive foul on Connor Daly, and I'm not sure where they get that at. So the foul on Daly will be his second. Just the first team foul of the quarter, and Providence has it with a 1-point lead. 7:24 left here in the ball game. Kim's going to bring it across the timeline for the Pioneers. In the center circle, he works off to the right side. Now gets in the middle of the lane, picks up the dribble, throws it out to Kelly. Kelly down into Elijah Fuller-Tucker. Traveled, misses the shot. Oh, and they're going to call a foul. Boy, the officials have kind of not really called a great game here in the second half. They'll get Cooper Smith on the foul, and it'll be his fourth. I don't think that's right. I've only got him for 3. They've got 4 on the scoreboard. I'm not sure that's correct. Jake Rose checks in as Cooper Smith will sit down. It'll be Kelly to inbound it. He gets it in for Kemp. Kemp out on the right side. Works off an Elijah Fuller-Tucker screen. Throws it in the corner for a wide-open Hewitt for 3. It's no good. Rebounds loose, and underneath Connor Daly gets it. Here come the Miners across the timeline. Right side for a wide-open Rose. He goes up off the glass, misses it. And the weak side rebound goes to Tucker Lynn. Elijah Fuller-Tucker came over and totally changed Jake Rose's shot. He got nervous. He was going to get blocked and made him think about it. So he misses the shot, but Tucker Lynn gets the nice weak side rebound, and he's fouled. So the Miners will get it back as Whitlock picks up the foul for Providence. It'll be his fourth. They get it in for Oliver. He shoots a 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound, weak side. Connor Daly puts it in for 2. Connor Daly, his 9th point of the ball game, gives the lead back to the Miners. 21-20, 6:35 left here in the ball game. Cole Hewitt has it, gives it to Whitlock. Now to Kemp. Kemp out front with it. Right side for Kelly. Drew Kelly out top for Whitlock. Now right side. Now left side, for Kemp. Out top for Cole Hewitt. Back to Kemp. He's in the center circle, and he'll set up the offense. Going to try to take Connor Daly off the dribble. Does, and pulls it back out. Throws it over for Whitlock. Whitlock brings it over to Hewitt. Hewitt back to Kemp on the right side. Now out top for Drew Kelly. Kelly has it. He's directing traffic. Bounce pass to Kemp. Left wing. He's going to go to work on Connor Daly. Pulls it back out. And Kemp gets all the way downhill. Misses the shot. Connor Daly gets the rebound. He threw up a little floater in the paint. Thought he was going to be fouled, but no call. Connor Daly across the timeline over to Miller. Now to Paul Oliver on the right wing. He's going to work off a Tucker Lynn screen. Try the pick and roll. Wasn't there. Threw it out top for Connor Daly. Connor Daly has it taken away, but gets it back. And he tries to drive. Now does lose the basketball. Gives it to Paul Oliver, and a high-com timeout for Coach Matt Britton and the Linton Miners. 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:19 left here in the ball game. On the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard, it's Linton 21, Providence 20. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. 5:19 left to play in the ball game. The Miners lead on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard 21-20 over the Providence Pioneers. And it will be the Linton Miner basketball out of the high-com timeout. See what kind of play Matt Britton was able to draw up in during the high-com timeout. Providence is going to play man-to-man defense. Tucker Lynn throws it in the backcourt for Connor Daly. He's chased down by Drew Kelly. They are definitely very handsy on the defensive end. Lots of hand checks that go uncalled for the Pioneers. And finally they do call it as Daly almost lost the ball. They finally called the foul on Drew Kelly. He's been doing that the entire game, and they finally call it with 5:12 left here in the fourth. So the Miners will inbound it again. Tucker Lynn with a sideline out. Trying to find somebody. Finally gets it in the backcourt. Paul Oliver tracks it down, and Oliver will bring it across the timeline against Cole Hewitt. Hewitt playing pretty good man-to-man defense himself. Throws it right side for Jackson Miller. Miller on the wing. Gets inside. Fouled on the shot, and a late whistle. Lucas Mock picks up the foul as Jackson Miller drove to the basket. And Jackson Miller will go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2, looking for his first points of the game and a chance to extend this 1-point Miner lead with 5 minutes exactly left in the ball game from Jack Butcher Arena here in this 2A regional. Miller's first free throw on the way. Got it. Big free throws now. You definitely cannot miss free throws in the fourth quarter of a big game, so the Miners going to have to make do with every time they go to the stripe here. as Miller eyes his second one and rattled that one in. So the first 2 points of the game for Jackson Miller extends the Miner lead out to 3, 23-20. And the Providence Pioneers have it with 5 minutes left here in the ball game. Kim picks it up. He's across the timeline, right side. Works off the screen for Beckert. Now throws it to Beckert. To Kelly. To Elijah Fuller-Tucker in the left corner. Now back to Kelly. Kelly gives it to Elijah Tucker. He posts up on the block. He's double teamed as Oliver and Lint come to get him. And now they throw it out for Kemp. He works off a screen. Gets to the free throw line. Over to Kelly. A right corner three for him. It's no good. Over the back was Elijah Fuller-Tucker, and he puts it in for 2. Got away with 2 fouls on the same possession. And somehow puts it in for 2, does Elijah Fuller-Tucker for his 8th point of the game. Right side, Jake Rose has it. Left side for Connor Daly out on the wing. Over in the corner for a wide open Miller. And he had a wide open Tucker Lint underneath. It caught him off guard. He travels with the basketball and turns it over. Gives it back to Providence. The 8th turnover of the game for the Miners. And the coaches, you can see him. The coaches all telling him, shoot the basketball. He was wide open. And he got caught because he saw Tucker Lint underneath the basket. And Tucker Lint probably had a layup, but he was wide open from the left corner. And it caught him up, and he traveled before he could do either shoot it or pass it. And there's a little bit of sweat here from the contact underneath on the other side just a few minutes ago. So Providence getting that cleaned up, and the Pioneers will have it. 4:15 left here in the ball game. Miners lead by 1, 23-22. Kemp across the timeline, throws it to Kelly, left side, now back to Kemp. Kemp back to Kelly on the wing, throws it underneath for Elijah Fuller-Tucker, who turns it over to Paul Oliver. Here comes Connor Daly up the left side, and throws it out for Oliver. It's the 4th turnover of the game. Underneath Tucker Lint, up and in over Elijah Fuller-Tucker. Tucker Lint, 7th point of the game, gives the Miners a 3-point lead again, 25-22, 3:45 left here in the game. Kemp has it, throws it out front for Kelly. Kelly over to Hewitt, now back to Kelly. Hewitt underneath for Elijah Fuller-Tucker, going to go to work, got away with a travel. He traveled. They won't call the travel. He gets the happy feet going whenever he posts up down on the block. And that was one of those times, and they will not call it. Instead, they call the foul. The foul will go on Tucker Lint. It'll be his 4th. Elijah Fuller-Tucker will go to the First Security Insurance free throw line looking for point number 9 and 10 tonight, but he's traveled 3 or 4 times, and that's exactly what Coach Matt Britton's telling the official over there. Elijah Fuller-Tucker does knock down the first free throw. Bryson Whitlock checks into the ball game, and Lucas Mock checks in for Providence. Kemp checks out, and Becker checks out. And when I was watching them on film this week, Lucas Mock he's a tough guy defensively. You want a defensive stop, you put Lucas Mock on the ball, as Elijah Fuller-Tucker misses the second free throw. So the Miners keep a 2-point lead, 23-25. The Miners out front, and Oliver has it. Out on the right wing, hands off for Jackson Miller. Miller to the top of the key, gets down to the elbow. Throws it out for Oliver out on the right side. Miners have it on the wing. Throw it in the corner for Rose. Rose brings it back out front. Throws it over for Jackson Miller. He gets to the elbow, all the way inside. Little floater, wasn't sure what to do with it. Ball's tipped out for a wide open Oliver. He shoots from 15 feet and he rattles it in. Paul Oliver puts it in for 2. A nice shot by that young man. Gives the Miners a 4-point lead with 2:50 left here in the ball game. And a Highcom timeout for the Providence Pioneers. A Highcom timeout. Highcom Incorporated in Lions. I think it's going to be a full timeout. Still no signal yet. It is a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 2:50 left here in the ball game. On the Bills on a repair scoreboard, it's Linton 27, Providence 23. We'll step aside for just 30 seconds. Come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. 2:50 left here in the 2A Regional. On the Bills on a repair scoreboard, Linton leads 27-23 over the Providence Pioneers. The possession arrow does go to the Miners here. We've got to keep that in mind as we head into the late part of this ball game, as a jump ball will give it back to the Miners. The Miners only have 3 team fouls. They've got 1 to give here for the end of the game, and the next foul for Providence will send the Miners to the free throw line for the double bonus. And Providence will have it out of the timeout. They inbounded for Preston Kemp in the backcourt. He's across the timeline. Bounce pass for Whitlock. Whitlock over to Beckert. Beckert to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He fakes the corner 3. Hands off for Kelly. Kelly on the left wing gives it to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. And an offensive foul as he plows over Paul Oliver. No joke. That was most certainly a flop. But he's gotten away with it a few times here tonight. So the official calls it. It's the 4th foul on Elijah Fuller-Tucker. The Miners have it with a 4-point lead. 2:35 left here in the ball game as Tucker Lent checks in for Hayden Feltner. Lucas Mock will check in for Beckert for Providence. And Tucker Lent inbounded. Full court pressure for Providence. Gets it in for Jackson Miller. He's trapped. Gives it over for Oliver. Oliver across the timeline. 3-on-1 break. Left hand up by Connor Daly. He's fouled. Misses the shot, but Connor Daly will go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. Connor Daly looking for his 10th and 11th point of the game. And a chance to extend this 4-point Miner lead with 2:29 left. And the Miners will be shooting the bonus for the rest of the ball game. Connor Daly really needs a couple good ones here. Hits the first one. Gives the Miners a 5-point lead as Hayden Feltner will check in for Tucker Lent to keep him from getting his 5th foul. So a 5-point lead now for the Miners. 28-23, 2:29 to play. Daly shoots the second free throw and rattles that one in as well. So a 6-point lead for the Linton Miners now. And going to have to play a little defense. Kemp goes all the way down. He slips, lost the ball out of bounds, and turns it back over to the Miners. Hit a wet spot. They should have cleaned up here. And I bet Coach Miller's not happy about that. Tucker Lent checks back in, and they finally come out with the towels to clean it up here a little bit. As he definitely, that's how you get injured. He was coming full speed, and foot just totally went out from underneath him. The Miners will take it here. But, that's a way to get somebody hurt. Lucas Mock checks in for Providence as Beckert will sit down. And again, I've talked about Mock here a few times tonight. He's an absolute nuisance on the defensive side of the basketball. Gets it in for Connor Daly. Does Tucker Lent. Back to Lent. Down to Jackson Miller. Miller's trying to get it across the timeline. Does up the right side and gets it taken away by Kemp. Kemp's going to go all the way down and blocked by Paul Oliver, but they're going to call the foul. It should have been a goaltending. I will say that. They don't call the goaltend. Instead, they call the foul. The foul will go on Paul Oliver. It'll be his 3rd. There have been a couple of head scratchers here tonight. So Kemp will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws here to cut into this 6-point Miner lead. 2:11 left. Kemp's first one on the way. Got it. 7th point of the game for Preston Kemp. Cuts the Miner lead to 5, 29-24. Kemp's with the second one. Misses it long. Rebounds tipped out. And able to track it down is Drew Kelly. To Kemp. Kemp in the middle of the lane. Throws it out for Whitlock. Whitlock in the short corner. Picks up the dribble. Gives it to Mock. Now back to Kemp. Down to 2 minutes. Kemp out on the left side. Gives it over for Whitlock. Whitlock drives baseline. Throws it out top for Kelly. Kelly hands off for Kemp out on the left or the right wing. Now out top to Elijah Fuller-Tucker. He's going to drive to the basket. Misses the shot. Rebounds loose. And I think they're going to foul out Tucker Lent here. Nope. They'll get Cooper Smith on the foul. So it'll be his 4th. And possibly his 5th. Yeah, it is his 5th. So Cooper Smith will foul out of the game instead of Tucker Lent. And Jake Rose will check in. Minute 42 left. 29-24 Miners. Jake Rose does check in for Cooper Smith as he fouls out. And he gets a standing ovation from the Miner crowd. And Elijah Fuller-Tucker to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. He is 3 of 4 there tonight. The 6'5" junior puts up the first one and rattles it in. Cuts the Miner lead to 4, 29-25, and Elijah Fuller-Tucker going to try to cut it to 3 here with the free throw. Puts it up and in and out, no good. Rebounds loose. Paul Oliver gets it, and the Miners have it with a 4-point lead. 1:37 left here in the ball game, and a reach-in foul on Preston Kemp. 80 feet from the basket. A silly foul on Kemp will send Paul Oliver to the First Security Insurance free throw line for the bonus. This is when you got to have the free throws. 4-point lead for the Miners, 29-25, 1:35 left here in the ball game. If the Miners can make their free throws and not turn the ball over, they're going to be regional champs here. But have to do that first. Oliver, first free throw, no good, short. Hayden Feltner checks in for Jake Rose. And Duke Beckert will check in for Providence. He'll get Mock out of there. Have to have the free throw here if you're Oliver. Makes it a 5-point game if he can get it. 29-25 right now. Oliver shoots the second one and rattles it in. Needed that one in a bad way. Gives the Miners a 5-point lead. 30-25. 1.5 minutes to play in this ball game. Preston Kemp across the timeline at the top of the key. Goes to the right wing. Going to work off a screen. Tries to drive baseline. Pull back jumper. It's no good. 2 Providence Pioneers fighting over it. Trying to throw it in the middle. It's taken away by Connor Daly. It's the 6th turnover for Providence. Connor Daly cross-court pass to Oliver. Oliver thought about the 3 and no need to take it with a 5-point lead. 1:05 to play as Jackson Miller has it out front. He's fouled by Drew Kelly. And the Miners will go back to the First Security Insurance free throw line with a 5-point lead. 1:05 to play here in the ball game. Jackson Miller. Oh, I hate to say this. I don't want to put the jinx on him. 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line tonight. Really need these ones. First one by Miller is good. And we've got a Highcom timeout. 1:05 left here in the ball game. The Miners lead 31-25 on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. It's a 30-second timeout. Providence Pioneers will take it as well. 31-25 to score. The Miners up on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Media 5 sports production.
When you need new floors for your home or business, you probably like to keep your business local. But sometimes you might be afraid it'll cost you more money. Well, at Flooring America, you don't have to sacrifice quality service or convenience for a good price. Flooring America is part of the world's largest floor covering association. Their national buying power means you can do both. Keep more of your hard-earned money and keep more of your money in your community. Trust your floor and your budget to the Hall family at Flooring America in Swit City.
Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. 1:05 left here in the 2A regional game on the Bills on a Repair scoreboard. It's the Linton Miners 31, the Providence Pioneers 25. And it will be Jackson Miller at the First Security Insurance free throw line trying to stretch his lead out to 7 for the Miners. Miller eyes it, flies it, and got it. So 32-25 Miners, 1:05 left, and Providence is going to have to start chucking some threes here before too long as Kemp's across the timeline. He has it, works off a screen, gives it to Beckert. He's deadly from out there, shoots the 3, in and out, no good. Connor Daly gets the rebound, and he's fouled underneath. The foul will go on Bryson Whitlock. He'll foul out of this ball game with his 5th personal foul. And that'll bring Cole Hewitt off the bench for Providence. And that's going to send Connor Daly to the First Security Insurance free throw line with a 7-point lead for the Miners. A chance to make it a 3-possession game here. And let's see, a 3-possession game. If he can knock both of these down and give them a 9-point lead, as Coach Ryan Miller taking his time here to make the substitution for the foul out. He gets so much time, so he's eating all that up. And finally, we'll bring in Cole Hewitt. Kind of using it as a makeshift timeout. Big free throws here for Connor Daly. He is 4 of 4 from the stripe tonight. Please don't put the jinx on him here. Connor Daly Trying to stretch this lead out. Puts up the first one, swish. 33-25 Miners. 53.5 left here in the ball game, and the Miners looking like they may be going on to the semi-state round next week. Here's Connor Daly, and he rattles in the second one. Connor Daly, 6 of 6 from the stripe. 13 points on the night as Kemp across the timeline for the Pioneers of Providence. Gets to the elbow, spins in the middle of the lane, picks up the dribble, got away with the travel, throws it to Kelly. Now to Elijah Fuller-Tucker for 3, and he rattles it in. Elijah Fuller-Tucker knocks down a Lone Tree 3. Makes it 34-28. And see, the officials are getting together here. I'm not sure what this could be about. So I've looked down the right end of my stat sheet, but all 3 officials getting together at center court here. And now they're talking to the alternate official behind the scorer's table. Hayden Fellner checks out for the Miners as Jake Rose will check in. The officials still trying to settle whatever this could possibly be here. So now the officials are talking to Coach Matt Britton. I have no clue if this could be. Okay, they do put some time up on the clock. That's what it is. They've added some time. It's 41 seconds left in the game now. 34-28 Miners. Miners have it. Tucker Lynn to inbound the basketball. Full court pressure for Providence. They get it in for Jackson Miller. He breaks free. Gets across the timeline for Oliver. Oliver left side for Daly. Daly on the wing, just holding on to it, and he's fouled. Drew Kelly with the foul. It'll be his 4th. And Connor Daly will go back to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2 more with 33.2 left and a 6-point Miner lead. Hayden Fellner is going to check in for the Miners, and Jake Rose will sit down for Linton. And another foul out here. Zions only had the 4th on Drew Kelly there, but it's his 5th as well. I'm not sure what's happening with the fouls here tonight. And they'll bring in Beckert. They're using it as another makeshift timeout here. Brad Bain, the officials, finally had enough. Breaks up the party. And Connor Daly will step to the First Security Insurance free throw line with a 6-point lead. 33.2 seconds left in this one. Both teams in the bonus, so both teams shooting 2 as Daly swishes the first one. Steps back to the line, does Daly, eyes it, flies it, and got that one as well. So Connor Daly, 8 of 8 from the First Security Insurance free throw line tonight as Kemp picks it up in the backcourt. Brings it across the timeline, goes all the way down, throws up the shot. Now Oliver gets the rebound as he misses, clears it off to Connor Daly. Connor Daly to Tucker Lentz. And bounce pass underneath for Hayden Fellner. Can't control it, and it goes out of bounds. Just need to hang on to it with 20.4 left, an 8-point Miner lead. Things are looking grim for the Providence Pioneers. They're going to need a quick 3 here and then a timeout and some things to go their way. As Kemp across the timeline, fake the 3, gives it up to Nash. Nash drives down inside, throws up the shot. He's fouled. He'll go to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2 with 12.5 left. And they'll get Hayden Feltner on the foul. Be his first. And that will send Cooper Nash to the First Security Insurance free throw line for 2. He's 0 of 2 there tonight. First free throw is no good. So the Miners hang on to the 8-point lead with 12.5 left as Jake Rose will check in for Hayden Feltner for the Miners. And the Miners looking like they might be regional champs here at Jack Butcher Arena tonight. Nash with the second free throw. He hits that one. First point of the night for Cooper Nash. And Becker checks in for Nash after the made free throw. 7-point lead for the Miners, 36-29, 12.5 left. They get it in for Jackson Miller, and he's absolutely mugged by Lucas Mock. Foul will go on Mock. It'll be his 3rd. And Jackson Miller will walk down to the other end and shoot 2 free throws from the First Security Insurance free throw line. A chance to extend this 7-point minor lead with just 11.1 left here at Jack Butcher Arena in the 2A Regional Championship. Jackson Miller 4 of 4 from the stripe tonight. And the Miners have really shot the ball well in the second half from the First Security Insurance free throw line, and he got that one. He almost missed it. It bounced up high off the back iron, and a soft bounce came down and in for Jackson Miller. 5th point of the game for Jackson Miller. Makes it an 8-point minor lead. And Miller will have another one. The 5'8 junior shoots it and hits it as well. So 6 of 6 from the stripe is Jackson Miller. Kemp gets it across the timeline for Providence. Throws it in the corner for Beckert. Beckert steps back for 3 from the corner, and he hits it with only 3.1 left. I think they've got the score screwed up on the scoreboard. Say it's a 12-point lead for the Miners, 3.1 left. I think that 3 should have went to Providence there as they're trying to fix it. There we go. 41-32 the score. That sounds a little 38-32 as they fix the score. That sounds more like it. So 38-32, the Miners lead on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. Just 3.1 seconds left. So the Miners are going to be 2A regional champs, barring a miracle, here from Jack Butcher Arena. And the Miners have really played well. They came out of the halftime break and have really dominated this game, especially here in the fourth quarter from the stripe. Providence has been unable to score in double figures in a quarter. After one quarter, they had 5 points. At halftime, it was 11, so they scored 6 in the second. They only scored 9 points in the third. And they've got 9 points here in the fourth. And the Miners will have the basketball with a 6-point lead, 3.1 left. Tucker Lynn to inbound it. Man-to-man full court pressure for Providence. Throw it deep to Paul Oliver. He catches it, spins to the basket, now pulls it back out, and the Miners are regional champions. As the buzzer goes off, the Miners win the 2A regional here from Jack Butcher Arena. They'll move on to the semi-state round next week with a big win over the Providence Pioneers here tonight. They win on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard, 38-32. The final score as the Miners will move on to the semi-state round next weekend as their season stays alive. Providence ends their season at 17-5 with the loss. And with the win, the Miners go to 21-6, and they'll keep on moving to next weekend for the semi-state. And we'll have to see how all that shakes out. The semi-state selection show will be tomorrow, I believe at 3 o'clock Eastern, if I'm not mistaken, on IHSAATV.com. And the Miners, regional champions, 38-32, the final score on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. As the athletic director, Corey Julian, here at Loogootee, presenting the game ball to the Providence Pioneers for their runner-up effort here in the regional. And the fans waiting to rush the floor as the Miners are regional champs, 38-32 over the Providence Pioneers here tonight at Jack Butcher Arena. So they will move on to the semi-state round as Tucker Lynn gets the ball and the trophy, hands it up, and here comes the fans and the cheerleaders. So the Miners keep on moving. Be back at it again next weekend in the semi-state round somewhere. You'll have to stay tuned. We will step aside for 3 minutes. It'll give me a chance to calculate my stats, and we'll try to get you updated as much as possible as we can for the semi-state round next weekend. But as it stands right now, the Linton Miners, they're regional champs here from Jack Butcher Arena in the 2A regional. They beat Providence 38-32 on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. Come back after this. This is a Media 5 sports production. Joey Rell back here at Jack Butcher Arena. The Linton Miners, 2A regional champions. They beat Providence 38-32 on the Bills on a repair scoreboard. The Miners go to 21-6 to continue their season next weekend in the semi-state round. The Providence Pioneers They close out their season 17-5 with the loss. Again, 38-32, the final score on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard. Do want to talk a little bit about the semi-state pairing show that will be tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it on IHSAATV.org. Greg Rakestraw and Pete Smith will be the host on that. And the IHSAA will place the 4 ping pong balls representing each school and each remaining foursome, Class 1A North, Class 1A South, etc., into a lottery-style transparent air mix machine. The first ball retrieved from the machine will be the visiting team in the first semifinal game, with the second ball representing the home team in that game. The third ball to come out as the visitor in the second semifinal, game 2, and the fourth ball the home team in that game as well. Additionally, the winner of the second semifinal game will be the designated home team in the championship. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock, IHSAATV.org. We will see the semi-state pairing shows again with Pete Smith and Greg Rakestraw tomorrow at 3 o'clock on IHSAATV.org. 38-32, the Miners regional champs at Jack Butcher Arena here tonight. Again, I talked about this in the pregame show. I grew up here at Loogootee at the tail end of the Jack Butcher era. It was always a great time, a lot of fun celebrating wins here in Jack Butcher Arena. Back then, we always played regional here as well. The sectional was either here or at North Davies. So I've got a lot of memories of celebrating big wins in this gymnasium, and it's great to see the Linton Miners come this way and be able to celebrate as well. 38-32, the final score. Regional champs is Paul Oliver on the far end of the gym, starting to cut into the nets as they send the Providence Pioneers home with a 17-5 record to end their season. Let's talk about the stats here a little bit. First, for the Providence Pioneers, they had 7 players in the scoring column. They were led in scoring by Elijah Fuller Tucker, the 6'5 junior, had 6 points at halftime, 7 in the second half for his 13 to lead the Pioneers. After that, it was Cole Hewitt, and he had 5 points, all coming in the first half. Preston Kemp with 5 points as well, all 5 coming in the second half. After that, 2 points for Duke Beckert, 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line. Cooper Nash was 1 of 3 from the First Security Insurance. Noah Leeser came off the bench and hit 2 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line for his 2 points. Cooper Nash, 1 of 3 from the First Security Insurance free throw line for his 1 point. Bryson Whitlock, 1 of 2 from the First Security Insurance free throw line for his 1 point. To round out the scoring here for the Providence Pioneers, they score 32 points on the game. And see, I had them for 8 turnovers, so they really did not, turn the ball over that bad. Didn't shoot the greatest of free throws, especially here late. See, they were 2 of 6 at halftime. They shot 14 free throws here in the ball game and hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hit 11 of those, if I'm looking at this right. Let me see if that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free throws. 6, 7. Yeah, that is correct. Now for Linton Miners, they only had 4 players in the scoring column. Led in scoring by Connor Daly. He had 4 points at halftime, added 11 to that in the second half for 15 points, including 6 of 6 from the First Security Insurance free throw line in the fourth quarter to really salt this one away. Gives him 15 points, the leading scorer tonight for the Linton Miners. After that, it's Paul Oliver. He was scoreless in the first half, added 10 to that in the second for his 10. So only 2 players in double figures for the Miners. Tucker Lint, he scored 7 points, 5 back in the first quarter, 2 in the fourth for his 7. Jackson Miller, to round out the scoring, had 6 points, and those all 6 came from the First Security Insurance free throw line in the fourth quarter. He was 6 of 6 from the stripe. So a great job by Jackson Miller, another one of those that helped salt this one away from the free throw line for the Miners. The Miners shot 15 of 17 from the stripe all night long. And I say this every big game. I know I brought it up a couple times tonight. To win big games like this, you have to hit free throws. And the Miners did that tonight. 15 of 17 from the stripe. They only turned it over 8 times. And I think they had 5 or 6, I think 5 in the first half. So they really cleaned it up here in the second half. The Miners played a great basketball game, and they are regional winners. The 2A regional champs, 38-32. The Miners over Providence to move on to the semi-state round next Saturday. And we will again see how everything shakes out with the semi-state draw tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern, IHSAATV.org with Greg Rakestraw and Pete Smith. We'll find out who the Miners will play and where exactly they'll play at next week for the semi-states. Hey, it's time now to name the Lighthouse Custom Meats Star of the game. You can check out the weekly specials at Lighthouse Custom Meats and Butcher Shop. Fresh, local homegrown cuts and lots of extra items, too. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 1 at the Highway 54-57 intersection between Switz City and Bloomfield. And I am going to go with Jackson Miller, the Lighthouse Custom Meats Star of the game. Connor Dabley did have 15 points and lead the team in scoring, but Jackson Miller, ice cold, did not score a bucket the entire game, but went 6 of 6 from the First Security Insurance free throw line in the fourth quarter for his 6 points to really help salt this one away, and that's tough to do. You don't make any baskets throughout the game and come up big, step to the free throw line, and knock down 6 of 6 here in the fourth quarter. The 5'8 junior Jackson Miller, our Lighthouse Custom Meats Star of the game here tonight, as the Miners are 2A regional champs here from Jack Butcher Arena. For the final time on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard, the Miners win 38-32 over Providence. Providence finishes their season 17-5, and the Linton Miners cruise on to 21-6 to move on to the semi-state round next Saturday. That's pretty well going to wrap it up here tonight. Again, for us, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we'll find out the semi-state pairings and where the Miners will play, what time they'll play, and all that jazz tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you tune in to IHSAATV.org at 3 o'clock Eastern tomorrow afternoon to find out all that information. We will follow the Miners no matter where they go in the semi-state round, and we'll be on air around 30 minutes before the tip-off of the game. Whatever time that may be next Saturday or where that may be, you can hear that game right here on 93.3 WQTY. Big thanks to Ken Booth back at the station for keeping us on air here tonight. Again, the final time on the Bills Auto Repair scoreboard, Miners 2A regional champs from Jack Butcher Arena, 38-32 over Providence. Joey Rell saying goodnight. You've been listening to 2A regional championship action here from Jack Butcher Arena. This has been a Media 5 sports production.
This Greene County High School basketball broadcast has been brought to you by Mill Street Pizza in Bloomfield, home of the square pizza. We don't cut corners, we fill the box. Pig Implement in Sullivan and Vincennes, serving southwestern Indiana ag and construction for over 70 years. Southside Express in Linton, locally owned and operated by Jan and Brad Ellis. Freddy's Complete Automotive in Linton, serving all makes and all models. CAS Contracting and Kramer's Tree Service. Bob Walters Linton Motors. See their inventory online at bobwalterscars.com. Dyer Real Estate, where Sam Dyer, Mercedes Shafford, and Connie Puckett offer a better way to buy and sell real estate. Bill Babcock at Bill's Auto Repair in Bloomfield. Graves Construction Services in Switz City. Service you can trust. The City of Linton. The Asphalt Doctor. Call Charlie Orr, the Asphalt Doctor, at 327-4446. Mike Morin at Midwest Satellite in Linton. The Mean Family Funeral Home, Anderson Poindexter Chapel in Linton. Greene County General Hospital, our family caring for yours. Jordan and Vaught Insurance in Bloomfield. Flooring America in Switz City, where friends send friends. Mayfield's Transmission in Linton, where they do a lot more than just transmission work. Shakamak Pharmacy and Shakamak Rehab in Jasonville. Lone Tree LLC. Call Levi Duncan about tree trimming and removal. Linton Equipment and Tool, selling Husqvarna power equipment and Red Wing boots. Midwest Natural Gas, reminding you to call 811 2 days before you dig. First Security Insurance in Linton and Bloomfield. ICOM Incorporated, serving your security, surveillance, and communication needs. Skinner's Towing. Don't wait for someone out of town. Call Chelsea at 699-0743. Cox Funeral Home in Jasonville. Service from our heart. Wisecrackers, your discount variety store in Linton, with prices that beat Walmart and Target. Fish Monument, family owned and operated in Linton, creating your perfect monument of remembrance. Lighthouse Custom Eats at the Highway 54-57 intersection between Swit City and Bloomfield. Check out their weekly specials. Buncombe Valley Roofing, your roofing professionals for residential and commercial, plus seamless guttering and spray foam insulation. Greene County High School Sports on WQTY Linton is a production of Media 5 Sports.
Encouraging?
There are days that she'll just like, Mommy, why